Okay, folks, put on your tinfoil hats, light a candle for truth, and prepare to scream, I told you so. Because today we're diving into the top 10 conspiracies that actually turned out to be true. Spoiler alert, if you've ever been called paranoid at Thanksgiving dinner, you might actually be due an apology. But don't hold your breath. The people who were so sure that you were nuts are very reluctant to give you the credit you so rightly deserve, because most people will never admit they were wrong. Let's climb the ladder. Number 10, the Wuhan lab leak wasn't just Reddit ranting. Remember back in 2020 when even whispering lab leak made people look at you like you had just kicked a puppy? Well, guess what? By 2023, agencies like the FBI said, maybe, just maybe, it didn't come from a bat burrito in a wet market in China. So now the internet's like, oops, our bad. This one has a dark underside of profiteering off of human suffering based on a false narrative while also concealing the funding of germ warfare. Whose side is the government on anyway? Number 9, Joe Biden's brain might have needed a firmware update. For years, people on the right were like, is he okay? And the White House was like, of course, he's as sharp as ever. He's so sharp you could cut yourself on the top of his head. Then 2025 hit and the truth came out. Looking confused during the debate, Easter Bunny having to guide him around, calling it a day at noon, not even recognizing George Clooney, not really running things. Turns out falling asleep mid-sentence, getting lost on stage, and shaking invisible hands wasn't a new leadership strategy. Who knew? Number 8, the Gulf of Tonkin, the original fake news. This one's a throwback from the retro conspiracy vault. In 1964, the US claimed a North Vietnamese ship attacked ours. This was used as a ploy to gin up American support for war. The sad truth? It just didn't happen. But we went to war anyway. 58,000 Americans died. At the time, there were those trying to call BS on this narrative, but the Mockingbird media ignored them all. But hey, at least Dow Chemical and Lockheed stock soared, so yay. Number 7, Flint water. It's not just the pipes that were corrupt. Flint, Michigan, where officials looked at brown water and said, totally safe, tastes like chocolate. After the city switched the water supply from Lake Huron to the Flint River due to high chemical levels and old lead pipes, the water became completely trashed. Now the evidence was completely obvious, but city officials said, nah, that brown water is A-okay. Well, 18 months later, city officials finally admitted the obvious, and guess what? And it will come as no surprise. 0 officials were convicted of anything. Pro tip, if your tap water peels off paint, don't drink it. Number 6, smoking is healthy and cool, completely safe. In the 1950s, doctors in ads were like, I recommend Lucky Strikes because I'm a doctor and I like payola. Meanwhile, the tobacco companies hid internal studies proving cigarettes cause cancer. Think about that. They knew it would kill you, and instead of revealing that, they actually promoted them as healthy. It wasn't good enough to just withhold the information. They chose to lie about it. This was peak trust me bro energy, except people actually died and still are. The only reason they got away with it for so long is that it was a slow death. They might as well have been marketing cyanide as a natural detox solution. Number 5, MK Ultra, LSD for science and fun. Apparently this one deserves its own video. So the CIA said, let's secretly dose people with LSD to see if we can control their minds. Because nothing says freedom like turning your citizens into guinea pigs. This isn't just a Netflix thriller, it was real. Declassified in the 70s, repeated dosing with LSD actually lowers and can even eliminate your morality and ability to tell what is right or wrong. 100% related to Charles Manson family. This experimentation has never been prosecuted either. And who would be shocked to find out that this is still ongoing? And then they said we were crazy for reading too much into the Manchurian Candidate. Tanner, what in the world are you doing?
I'm practicing my alien distress signals.
What?
You never know when we'll need to communicate with our interstellar overlords. And I also think the Wi-Fi router is blinking in Morse code, and it looks like it says resistance is futile. What does futile mean?
Alright, okay, don't worry about futile, we'll discuss that later. I just need you to be quiet during the shoot, okay? Number 4, Iran-Contra, arms, rebels, drugs. Here's the plot. Step 1, sell weapons to Iran so they could fight Iraq and hopefully pressure them to release our hostages. However, the Congress had an arms embargo on Iran as a sponsor of terror. Oops. Yes, the Boland Amendment prohibited this. Step 2, use the cash to fund arms supplies flights to conservative Nicaraguan rebels. However, the Boland Amendment prohibited this. Oops, number 2. Step 3, fly those empty planes back full of drugs. Yeah, that would be illegal also. Oops, number 3. Yes, this actually happened. The US government was a one-stop arms and drug shop, just without the Yelp reviews. Number 3, Bohemian Grove. Powerful men, weird rituals, 0 women. Imagine an elite forest frat party, but with cloaks, bonfires, and vaguely satanic owl statues. Every year, the Bohemian Grove Club, a collection of rich and powerful, gather in a private California forest for secret talks and weirdo rituals. Presidents and titans of industry belong to this invitation-only club, and they participate in the cremation of care ceremony, a bizarre rite where they cremate a fake body in front of a giant owl. Is it creepy? Definitely. Is it real? Also definitely. World leaders out in the woods burning fake owls. Totally normal behavior. Number 2, CIA helped drug dealers. You read that right. Journalist Gary Webb said, hey, the CIA might be helping funnel crack cocaine into American cities. The media, fake news. Then surprise, he was right. Years later, reports partially confirmed it. In fact, the evidence suggests they have run all kinds of drugs over the years. But what happened to Webb? He lost everything. They destroyed him. But hey, the truth always comes out, eventually, long after the wrongdoers have come and gone and spent their spoils. Number 1, Operation Mockingbird. Journalism sponsored by the CIA. This one's got it all. Spies, journalists, and propaganda. The government controlling the media? Nah. Wait, what's this? During a congressional hearing in 1975, it came out that the CIA was funneling the equivalent of $1 billion today to news agencies to repeat the government line. The CIA literally paid journalists and media outlets to push their narrative in the 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. Now, this was suspected for years and finally confirmed in declassified documents. Some say it ended in the 70s. Others think it never stopped. I mean, what do you think? If you've ever seen those videos where all the newscasters in different cities and networks are saying the exact same lines, you might agree.
More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and
false news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think, and this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
Either way, trust the mainstream media at your own peril. Well, so what have we learned today? If your crazy uncle with a conspiracy blog starts a sentence with, hey, did you know? Maybe don't tune him out just yet, because some of this stuff turned out to be 100% true. And that means we're either living in a dystopian sci-fi film or just Tuesday in America. Like, comment, and subscribe before this video gets mysteriously taken down. And remember, if you can't trust the government, the media, or your water faucet, you can always trust me. I'm just a guy in a tinfoil hat with Wi-Fi. Keep climbing. And in the morning, I'm making waffles.